Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about preparing to operate a motor vehicle, maintaining a vehicle, and all maintenance that goes along with a vehicle. So first things we're going to talk about is probably one of the most important things to make sure that you are checking weekly is your tires. Okay, you always want to make sure that you have correct tire pressure. If you do not know the tire pressure amount for your vehicle, you can find it in the owner's manual, and most cars have the information on the inside of the driver's side door. Now that measurement is taken in PSI, pounds per square inch. So just if it says 32 PSI, just make sure that you fill your tire up to 32 PSI. If you go over that pressure, okay, the chance of your tire blowing and becoming unusable is very high. So you make sure you want to stay at the accurate tire pressure level. Now you can, there's a device where you can get at most gas stations, auto repair shops, AutoZone, all different types of car shops. It's just a tire pressure. You just push it into your tire pressure nozzle, and it shows you what your PSI is. Now, a lot of cars now also have warning lights for tire pressure. So depending on when your car was made, you may either have an electronic warning light, or you may have to use the traditional old-fashioned way. Now, again, also next thing you want to check to make sure is you want to make sure that your tread is okay, and you'll be seeing how to do that in one of the videos coming up. Outside lights. Okay, again, you always want to check to make sure both headlights are working. If the headlights are not working, you can replace those. And you also want to make sure that your headlights are clean. They're not cloudy, they're not dirty, they're not cracked. Just make sure everything is clean. Okay, and again, a simple way to do that is just take a lap around your car. You want to check your headlights, but you also want to check your brake lights and your tail lights as well. Okay, one thing that a lot of people do not have in their car is an emergency kit. Okay, an emergency kit, this should be something that you have stored in a backpack, a gym bag, a duffel bag, who knows, whatever you want to store it in. But it basically carries all the essentials that you need to survive, up to 3 days, 2 days, whatever you feel comfortable with, of food, water, rain gear, snow gear, blankets, but also car repair stuff as well, road flares, jumper cables, okay, tire jacks, okay, all those different types of things. But all that stuff that you can see here in this section right here, okay, all that stuff is very important, because again, you just want to make sure you keep all that stuff in your vehicle, because you never know what you're going to need. If you're driving up somewhere up in the north or wintertime, and you get snowed and you get snowed in on the road, it's important that you have enough clothes, food, and water to keep you full and healthy. And next, just to make sure that your windshield wipers and your windshield washer fluid is adequate. Now again, if you're having trouble keeping your windshield clean, that maybe it's time to get new windshield wipers. Again, they're not working as effectively as they used to. It's time to get new ones. Okay, again, these are checks you should perform every 1 to 2 months. You can set alarms on your calendar, on your phone, whatever it is. Again, these are just things that you should do every 1 to 2 months, just to make sure your car is being safe. Okay, it's operating at an appropriate level. So again, engine oil, in case you don't know what that means, lubricates moving parts to reduce wear, cleans and inhibits corrosion, and cools the engine. Braking fluid transfers force into pressure, amplifying the brake force. Okay, the coolant circulates through the engine block to keep the engine cool, and then through the radiator to get rid of the heat. Okay, again, you're going to watch videos on all those different things here shortly, where you can see how to check for those different things and add fluid if need be. Now your seatbelt and seat buckles, just make sure those are clicking into the buckle, into the seat buckle. What they're talking about in this second bullet is the catch. Okay, that's just making sure that when if you lean forward very quickly in your seat, that the seatbelt will lock in place, and you're not allowed to lean forward anymore. If it doesn't do that, then that's something that's a red flag, and you should get that fixed immediately. Now again, these are things to perform every 6 months. So again, one thing that a lot of people don't do is most cars have a spare tire, but what they forget to do is they forget to check the tire pressure in that spare tire. So again, it's always very important that You want to build it into a routine. Think every Christmas, every summer, you just check your tire. You just check your spare tire's tire pressure. Okay, and again, level of power steering fluid, parking brake. Okay, and again, one thing that you'll see in one of the videos when we talk about how to change a battery, a car battery, is you want to check to make sure that you clean the connections of the battery. Because again, if those connections are dirty, they're not going to be as effective, and in some cases, they have a chance of starting an engine fire in your car. Okay, professional services. Again, these are just different things: change oil, replace oil filter, replace brake pads, rotors, replace parts of exhaust system. Okay, now again, a lot of these factors depend on what you're doing with it. So again, as you can see for the engine oil and the replace oil and air filter, it depends on how many miles you've driven. Okay, so again, if you're somebody that doesn't drive that much, then this is going to affect when you get your car maintained. Okay, for the brake pads and rotors, again, what you're driving, how heavy it is. Okay, because if the heavier it is, your brake pads are going to be replaced sooner. The terrain that you're driving on, whether it's uphill, downhill, gravel, okay, wet, again, all those different types of things. And then your driving habits. So if you're one of these drivers who speed all the way around and have to apply pressure to the brake forcefully, that's going to cause your brake pads to wear and tear very quickly. All right, so again, how you drive also determines when your maintenance of your car needs to be performed. Okay, again, just this last part is really just focusing on where you are on the roads, and again, that can affect your exhaust system. But again, if you're somewhere up in the Northeast, or you're just anywhere in the North, really, where the roads are constantly being salted, the salt can cause some damage to your exhaust system. So just make sure that if you live in one of those environments, that you're getting your car checked regularly. Okay, and again, engine air filter, again, where you're driving, whether it is in the city, whether it's more rural, whether it's stop and go traffic, whether it's high speeds traffic, whether it's around construction, pollution, whatever it may be. But those things, all those factors, they do affect when you should replace your engine air filter. And again, replace a fuel filter. Again, it all depends on your vehicle, when it was made, the type of vehicle it is. Okay, and then with all of these different things here, everything that we just talked about, if you're ever confused at when you should get stuff serviced, you can always check your owner's manual. And with any questions that you ever have about your vehicle, all the answers are in your owner's manual. All right, thank you.